Hi everybody. Since we're starting a lot of projects in the garden, and I wanted to share what I got from the store the other day, what I'm planting on, what I'm going to be planting, some flowers and veggies, and probably in this video that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to show you how I'm planting flowers. I'm just going to talk what I got and why I got it, and then I'm going to show you some of the tulips that have bloomed finally, not the other ones that I showed you in the past two videos, but new ones. And then my daughter is here with me trying to socialize with a ladybug. What are you doing with the ladybug?
Socialize.
Here are some of the tulips that have bloomed, and I'm gonna share more when they all open, but I think they look so pretty. And now we're gonna go to the other flowers I got and veggies for planting. I start fertilizing my roses, and then I was out of the rose fertilizer, so I got a new one. I've been pretty happy with this brand, and then I got something for the veggies when I plant them. Now let's go to the flowers I got. So of course I love proven winners. I've been a big fan of their flowers, and this is what I got in our nursery in Sacramento, and I'm gonna see where I'm gonna plant it. But sometimes I just buy way too many flowers that I need, but that's okay. This is another one from Proven Winners. I cannot wait to plant it in my pot that is in the patio. And then this should be a California grown. I hope I find a good spot for it. And then we got some cucumbers. I was just watering them because they're like, oh no, I hope I didn't break anything. Oh my god, I need to stop showing them, I think. All right, so some cucumbers, some strawberries, carrots. I've never planted a carrot, so we'll see what's gonna happen. Chives. And then I got so some peppers, and then I got those flowers. They're really pretty. I got them from Lowe's. Everything else has been from Green Acres. This is from Lowe's. And I originally thought when they were closed up, I thought they're like those peachy colors, and I got the yellow and the orange. And usually if you've seen my theme on my garden, I love pinks, and you can see like the flowers there, pink purples, like creamy colors. It's not like I'm not into yellow, but it's always been my theme. So I'm gonna plant them somewhere. I know they're gonna be beautiful. Okay, and one more thing. I got this one. It's Yellow Lady Bank Rose. It's supposed to bloom spring and summer. I am big on flowers that bloom more than one season, more than a spring. So spring and summer is a win. Spring and summer is a win for me. I don't know what's up with my English today. And this is also that I got it from Lowe's. So I just told you that I got only those guys, but technically I got this one as well. And I'm excited to put it and plant it. And the flowers are just stunning. And I just told you that I don't have yellow, so I guess we're putting yellow into the gardening. The plan for this one is gonna be probably here, and I feel like it can climb through the window and it's gonna be really beautiful. That's originally the plan. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I had this in the previous video. I got them a couple days prior to those flowers and the tomatoes. So I'm gonna move this and I can show you something. What I need to do this weekend is clean up the bed, add some fertilizer. I have a lot of chicken manure and stuff. I'm gonna add some, mix it up, and plant the tomatoes and the basil. Last season I had a really good success with the basil planted with the tomatoes, but I'm gonna show you what I did in order for the slugs not eating my leaves. So this is a very popular product a lot of people are using, and so what happened is, like, I'm gonna show you how it looks like. So usually I plant the plants, let's say the basil, and then around the basil I spread those guys, and then that's how you kind of kill the slugs and all the other bugs that are kind of not good for our plants. Last year I had a box in the shade, like window box with flowers. I decided to plant the begonias, even though it says shade. If you can guys see here, they're not blooming. It was a struggle. The summer before that, I had begonias in a container that were getting sun until maybe 2 o'clock on and off. they were blooming like crazy. So even that it says shade, to be honest, my begonias were not blooming. And fun fact, this picture seems to be taken in the sun. So I will highly suggest you have some sun for the begonias if it blooms. Even though there are many plants who prefer only shade, I feel like they're thriving better with a little bit of sun. I don't think anything in this planet can survive without a little bit of sun. It's just I feel like it looks better, and that's something that I will try to do this summer. So I will figure out what I can plant on those window boxes that I really made my husband do them and make holes under the windows, because I wanted to have something there. But also the other thing is like I had to figure out something with the watering, and that was another issue. But they're not deep enough, they don't get any sun, so I gotta change that. So fun fact, why you should always plant the flowers if you buy them from the store this season is because they will die for the most part. It's really sad, but I found one that is okay, and I have to kind of plant it, but everything else is pretty much dead. So that's why sometimes I'm just putting flowers everywhere, so at least they're in the soil and then I can always move them. But those are all dried. I should have even given them to friends, but yeah, that's kind of sad. But I see one that I'm assuming is going to be, oh my goodness, I see green. I think we have a winner. I'm gonna try to save this guy, but with the other ones I will try to put them in the water to soak them really well and see if anything will happen, but I'll keep you posted. And then I dig out the plants that I told you guys that were under the box, and I'm gonna plant them somewhere, so at least we're gonna have beautiful blooming flowers the entire summer. So that's why I like get begonia if you get a chance, and just plant them in a pot. I planted 4 of the begonias here, and I put the shaving on the top and just water them. And let's see what's gonna happen in a couple weeks. Hopefully they're gonna be all right. I wanted to point out is like I thought I'm gonna cut the branches of the apricot shorter, so it's a more petite tree, and I thought I did. And look at this. This is so tall, and I was looking at it today how thick the tree is, and I'm like, I gotta start cutting this guy because it's gonna be huge. Plus it's gonna make a lot of shade where I have tomatoes and some of the summer cut flowers. And again, we're beginner gardeners, we're learning, but at least this year we have way more fruit than we had last year. Last year we had 2 or 3 apricots. But that's pretty much it about the garden in this beautiful Saturday afternoon. I gotta remove the tulips. I think I planted them too late. Please, please, please plant your spring flowers in the fall of the previous year, because you're gonna end up with something like this. Look at this. It's such a waste, and I'm so upset. And then we have the ranunculus. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna post the name. I wish I planted them earlier, but I didn't. So we have kind of little fail here. I'm sure that I'm gonna have way more flowers that I'm gonna share with you guys like soon. I know that a lot of transformation will happen in the garden once I try to install the new drip system, because I've been very unhappy with what I've got for the past 2-3 years. I've watched so many videos, everybody is recommending certain things. I have tried a lot and I've never been happy, and if I start explaining, this video is going to be very long. So I think I'm going to have a separate video about the drip that I have tried and never worked and why it didn't work. I mentioned certain things in some videos, but for me is if I have an automatic system, and here in Northern California is getting really, really hot, and sometimes you gotta water twice a day. I cannot be at home. I cannot be at home and water. So have in mind that when we water, if it's dripping in one space, little like spot, it's not gonna water the entire root of the plant, and therefore the plants will be suffering. And if I'm gonna have to get out of the house twice a day to water the entire garden, veggies and flowers, it's almost like it's a waste of huge time. So I'm gonna experiment with other things, and I'm gonna kind of give you my kind of 2 cents of it, because what is the point if you take care of something and you don't get anything out of it, like the fruits and the veggies, and of course the garden, the flowers that are kind of, as I said from the previous video, are art therapy. So anyway, that was a short and sweet, I don't know how many minutes was the video, but that's for now, because the next one is going to be, I have to feed the flowers, put the fertilizer on the flowers, fix one of the beds, and plant some of the tomatoes, and I'm going to share in the next video. Hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you in my next video.